Hey guys, Brian from PFC here. New training vid for you. Moon's coming up, pretty cool view. Running some stuff on steel today, using the stencils that come from Patriot Stencils. Some pretty badass stuff as far as threat discrimination goes, and that's a big chunk of what we want to talk to you guys about today. Everybody talks about reaction time, and there's a ton of popularity right now, especially with the pack timers. We think that's fantastic. It's a great tool. We're big fans and big believers in math and measurement, and we think that that's awesome. The problem with the reaction time drills is that it stops. We hit a certain point and then we stop. So we actually at PFC, we break this down into 4 separate categories. The first category is reaction time. It's important to measure this, but what is this? This is where I've already made a predetermined mental decision to shoot before the pack timer even goes off. And I know where the target is. I am aware of the location of the target. I might even be facing the target. Maybe I'm facing away from it, but I do know where it is. I'm aware of that, and we can measure that time. This is actually going to wind up giving us our best possible performance, where everything's determined for us ahead of time. We're well aware of the fact that we've got the intent to take and deliver lethal force. So we're going to get a small, short time, and it's good. Folks are very competitive in this realm. That's fantastic. This is where 99% of all training stops, is just at that reaction time measurement. We have to go a second phase beyond that. So we add a second step, and that is the location measurement. And what that means is that the individual trainee is going to face in a direction that is opposite from where the targets are, and that proctors are going to move the targets. Then we're going to continue to measure reaction time with a buzzer or whatever it may be. That individual shooter is going to have to turn that head, whip that head around, get those hips and that weapon system facing in the correct direction, and locate that target, and then make accurate hits. This is a whole different dimension, and it causes those times to suffer dramatically, but it's just that much more realistic. So still testing reaction time, but then also adding in that location time. Taking it a step further to the third element that we train is discrimination. So we're still going to train reaction. We're still going to take and train location, but now we have to do discrimination. What does this mean? Multiple targets are put to play, some of which are no shoots, some of which are shoots, some of which are priority shoots or lower priority shoots. So pack timer or buzzer goes off, got to whip that head around, locate those threats, then discriminate from those threats, all after that initial reaction. So 3 more layers to the onion. Then there's the final element to this, which is what we call process and execute. This can be done where we have targets of greater distances, closer, farther, targets with differing weaponry, or in the case of what we demonstrate on the video here is we've simply induced a transition or a malfunction on the weapon system, the primary, of an unknown number of rounds. So we take the primary in the hands, and we might have 2 rounds in it, 3 rounds in it, 4 rounds in it, whatever that may be. We sound the buzzer again, still testing reaction time. Head goes around, still testing location time. Find the multiple targets, still determine discrimination time. And then we begin an engagement sequence, but at a certain point during that engagement sequence, what's going to happen is we're going to have an interruption in the cycle of operation, which means problem solving, something undetermined. We can test transitions standing at the 3-yard line all day long of just shoot one if we want to, but if we know that it's coming, we're going to get a best case result. So this forces us to process that. So anyway, give a try to all 4 of these layers again: reaction, location, discrimination, and then process and execution time, and we think it'll add a little bit more breadth and depth to your training. Stay safe.